Hey everybody, welcome back to The Loop. Now this week is going to feel a little bit different because we have a special guest in the studio. It is my wife, Stephanie. She is my better half. I am so thankful that she is with us, and I'm so thankful that she's my wife. Now, Steph, I want to welcome you to the studio. Is it good to be here?
Thank you. Super fun.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. I know you're a huge fan of The Loop, so quick question. Do you think, and be honest, do you think you're a bigger fan of The Loop, or do you think my mom is a bigger fan of The Loop?
Technical difficulties.
There's no question about it. My mom is probably the bigger fan of The Loop.
So.
It's a true story. So enough of that. Let's jump into the theme. For the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about thankfulness. And this week, I wanted to invite you in because as I thought about thankfulness, the week of Thanksgiving, I was reminded of some things that the Apostle Paul writes in almost every single letter to the churches that he addresses in the New Testament. Over and over again, Paul always finds something that he is thankful for as he thinks about the churches. And so I thought you and I have been at Mosaic now for about 5 years, and I know we have a lot to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
And so we want to just talk about those things that make Mosaic so special, the things that we're thankful for, and we want to use Paul's letters to do it. So why don't we start by just looking at what Paul wrote in Ephesians chapter 1, verses 15 and 16. Could you read that for us?
Sure.
Awesome.
For this reason, ever since I heard about your faith in the Lord Jesus and your love for all the saints, I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers.
That's powerful. So when I hear that, there's two things that stand out. He talks about their faith in Jesus, and he talks about their love for people. Now, what strikes you when you hear those couple of verses?
I tell you what, I have seen some really hard things while we've been here. Some families have really suffered, lots of funerals, lots of sicknesses, and I am amazed by their faith. It inspires me. I mean, it amazes me that they are still praising the Lord. They are still thanking God, and they still have a smile on their face. And it's inspiring. I mean, I know we talk about it all the time. How do they do that? How do they do that?
It is.
And so, I mean, I am so thankful. I mean, our people make us better.
They really do. I mean, you look at their life, and these are people who, some have lost children, some have been diagnosed with a terrible or even terminal disease. People are just walking through terrible situations, and yet some of those people who are walking through the toughest times, they seem to have the biggest faith of anyone in our church. And so it really is one of those things that we can celebrate. But the other thing on the other side of that is not just their faith, but the way people love them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't have to know each other here. We just love.
That's right.
It is great. I mean, so many times, I mean, if we're going to take a meal to somebody or somebody needs a card or a phone call, I mean, I can just call it and they don't know who they are, but they don't care. They're ready to serve and to love. And that's just refreshing. I mean, we've been in several churches, and it's not always like that.
No.
And so, I mean, Mosaic is special.
It really is. You see people loving in an extraordinary way. I know that you went to sign up for a meal train one time, not that long ago, and you were trying to sign up, and the meal train was already booked through the end of the year.
Right.
And so it was just mind-blowing just to see people love in such a real way and such a caring way. And so, you know, as we think about that, it's one of the things that we're thankful for here at Mosaic, people who have a big faith in Jesus and a great love for people. But I also want to say, as we think about Thanksgiving this week, you need to be thinking about how you're doing in those areas of your life. How is your faith and how is your love for people? And so think about that. Give thanks to God where there is opportunity to give thanks. Ask him to help you grow where you need to grow. And then join us again tomorrow as we continue a conversation on thankfulness.